response to what Ms. Peter just testified to.
Sure. Listen, it's true that I don't like police. That's 100% factual. However, I'm not anti-government. I'm pro-government. I'm pro having a Bill of Rights and a constitutional standard. So that is true, but saying I'm anti-government is completely false. I'm for petitioning, assembling, and legislation. And then furthermore, I've never said I'm going to her house on a live stream. I would now redirect to the district attorney for perjury. She perjured herself several times just now. My home address is on her Discord account. My home address is on her Discord account in California. My cell phone number is on her Discord account, which she should have removed. It's doxing me. And then a credible threat of violence. I've never...
Buckle up, guys. Today, we are going to dive into one of the most chaotic courtroom showdowns you'll ever witness. Right from the start, we're introduced to the infamous Alpha Karen facing off against the Masshole Report's Kate. The tension is palpable as the stage is set for verbal fireworks. From the get-go, you can tell this isn't your average civil case. It's a collision of egos, social media drama, and courtroom theatrics, and you're about to see the sparks fly.
Pull me around. This idea that she has a First Amendment right to audit me, I am not a public figure. And it's clearly defined what a public figure is, and that's not me just because I have a YouTube channel. I've announced that one day I'm going to run for governor, but that doesn't make me a public figure because I've never raised campaign funds and I've never started a campaign for governorship. That would make me a public figure.
Here we see Mr. DeCastro stepping up, passionately defending himself. He claims he's not anti-government but a firm believer in the Bill of Rights. He argues about perjury, doxing, and threats, creating a web of complex legal and emotional claims. The way he presents himself teeters between calm justification and unintentional chaos, showing just how messy online and offline lives collide in court. The scene perfectly illustrates the modern courtroom battles fueled by social media evidence.
She's tracking my movements. They posted where I'm at in Ohio. Then she says, we're tracking him. It's not funny. I'm tracking Zachary Hillman, like an endangered great white. We know his every move. That's not funny. That causes...
The tension spikes as accusations of threats, macing, and harassment surface. DeCastro's insistence that he's not a public figure adds another layer of confusion. Meanwhile, the back and forth highlights a core issue: online personas versus real-life accountability. This portion underscores how heavily courtroom arguments now hinge on digital footprints, screenshots, and live streams, blurring lines between privacy, free speech, and harassment.
Where my whereabouts are. This isn't something they're just doing through my live stream. As I proved a moment ago, he just crossed over the Maryland border. I wasn't. That's incredible. That's incredible. Endear herself to the court and try to say that rude to a cop at the court. I'm rude to a cop. Like cops. That's my right. Now, I can't move into violence or project violence. And then she said that I wish the cop would get shot. That's not true. That's absolutely incredible. That's incredible. And then she says, it's that the only thing I've ever said, whether it have been harsh or not, and used Cohen versus California from 1971, which gives me the right to free speech, I didn't threaten her in any way, shape, or form. It clearly shows the veracity of my emotional state when I'm saying, leave me the fuck alone. Stay away from me. She makes videos about me every single day.
Now, DeCastro escalates by referencing tracking and emotional distress, painting himself as a target. Yet, the counterpoint is clear. Posting online invites scrutiny. The judge's role, still looming, will ultimately determine where free speech ends and harassment begins. This moment is a vivid reminder that online notoriety can turn a simple disagreement into a full-blown courtroom spectacle, and viewers can see how the lines of legality and ego intertwine.
Doesn't understand it. You're not allowed to harass and stalk someone, and whether she endears herself to the court or not, case precedent is clearly established. 3 or more times she's mentioned my location. She's posted account, my location, my address, my phone number. That's going to go right. That's going to go directly to Commonwealth versus Walters. She doesn't have to scare me physically or threaten me with physical damage, according to Agus versus Howard Johnson, 1976. The tracking of me in Commonwealth versus Brennan clearly states that when she lists where I'm at more than 2 times, that is stalking. That is criminal.
At this stage, DeCastro's frustration peaks. He argues extensively about trolls, internet fans, and alleged stalking. His reasoning intertwines legal citations with personal grievances, revealing a man caught between real threats and perceived ones. The live stream excerpts emphasize how digital tracking can feel invasive, yet the court must sift fact from perception. This section is a fascinating window into modern harassment claims and their reliance on social media documentation.
Extreme conduct. Remember, court, I don't know this person. I've never been friends with her. We've never worked together. She admits to calling one person, but it's incredible. She's called Seth. Then on her, called my mother a fat fucking bitch. I don't understand that. I don't know who her mom is. I wouldn't call her mom that. I don't understand it. And then all of the defaming comments she's made about me. If she has endeared herself to another person on YouTube who's going to try to disparage me, it just goes to show there's no limits, no boundaries to what this woman will do to harass. It's incredible. I've laid out clearly the case law. I've laid it out clearly. I've listened to hundreds and hundreds of district cases and Supreme Court cases. I have proven my case beyond a reasonable doubt. This person and I should have no more contact. She should not make videos about.
DeCastro moves to establish precedent, citing cases to reinforce his arguments. He challenges the First Amendment interpretations while pointing fingers at harassment, trolling, and emotional distress. This segment highlights the complexity of online harassment cases, where courts must balance free speech against potential harm. It also shows the chaotic nature of courtroom debates when participants are entangled in their own digital controversies, making the legal process both intricate and highly performative.
My friends and me, and you guys just saw on my live stream, Kate always wins over and over and over. The mass calling of my phone when I'm on live stream. That proves in Commonwealth versus Wotan that she is actually harassing me. More than 3 calls is harassing. More than 3. Now, if she's using Google numbers or alternate numbers, who else is calling my phone hundreds of times during my live stream? Who else is doing that? It's her. She's the one harassing me. It's her. It is her.
The courtroom scene intensifies as evidence is presented and the back and forth grows louder. DeCastro accuses the other party of perjury, repeated harassment, and online doxing. The interplay of live streaming, Discord posts, and YouTube videos shows the new frontier of legal evidence. Viewers witness a battle, not just of claims but of platforms, highlighting how digital footprints now play a critical role in defining harassment, intent, and emotional distress.
And then I think the district attorney should be made aware of the perjury she just committed. It's trying to paint me in a light as though I'm some danger, and I don't have anything like that in my record. Matter of fact, the only conviction that was listed in my record was disorderly conduct from when I was 19 years old. That was almost 30 years ago. I mean, so I am a man of law and order. I believe in rule of law. I believe that America has lost its way and we're not living by a constitutional Bill of Rights standard. And that's all I'm trying to do. I do not wish harm on police. I don't like them, but that's my right not to like them. Our prison system's out of control. So, I am not a public figure. New York Times versus Sullivan. I'm not a public figure. No matter how this person tries to interpret, she's incorrect in her data. It's not true. I'm not a public figure. Now, don't get me wrong. Someday I'd love to be governor of...
Here, the argument hits a fever pitch. Claims of repeated phone calls, trolling, and public exposure dominate the conversation. DeCastro's persistence paints a picture of relentless harassment, yet the court must carefully evaluate evidence versus emotional interpretation. The scene underscores the challenge judges face today, distinguishing between legitimate threats and reactions to self-published information, reminding us how online presence can inadvertently escalate real-world consequences.
Trolling and troll and double troll and I love to troll Chille, and those are the names of their accounts. There's dozens of accounts on her Discord and dozens of accounts on her YouTube that use my name in them. It's not a stretch to know that when I go live, she's posting or someone's posting in their Discord account, and then they're harassing me, which is a violation of Commonwealth versus Wooten from 2015. Versus Walters, I apologize. I only had a day to really prep the cases, so sorry if I'm not a little slow.
Madam Clerk, have we received those documents?
I have not.
Did you send those documents?
I can't get to it. If you just tell me the email
Okay.
address, I'll talk.
All right, so this is what we're going to do then. This is what we're going to do. I am not going to make a determination until I see those documents.
What's your email? Send them now. I don't want to make...
We're going to take a recess so that you can send those documents to the court. And I'm going to recall this matter. How voluminous are the documents, Mr. DeCastro?
I can get them over to you as soon as I have the email address, but I can't see it on here. I don't know.
No, I understand that. I'm asking how many pages are we talking?
Are we talking the PDFs or the videos? I can send you video links where she openly says she's tracking me, and then
the PDF. We won't be able to see the videos. We won't be able to see the videos.
My last point is on June 1st, 2022, she announces to her subscribers as she's streaming live, I'm sorry, she announces that I'm driving down there, I'm checking in with the Discord. Is he still there? That's not a joke. Then I'm 5 minutes out. He's not getting away. They're telling me he's still there. That's not parody. That's not funny. Mr. Hillman, if I did that to you or Miss Hinkle, the previous judge, could you even imagine how it would go for me? Could you even fathom?
Mr. DeCastro, how many pages is the PDF document that you're going to send over?
47.
I'm just 47. All right. So then, what we're going to do is I'm going to take a recess so I can review the documents that you're going to send over, so that I can review the cases that you've cited, and we're going to recall this matter at 2 p.m.
Excuse me, Honor, just to kind of make it easier on you when you're going through this voluminous document, I'd like to give you my Discord username so that you can see what I've posted, because it sounds like Mr. DeCastro is vacillating between admitting that these are other people and then trying to attribute it directly to me. So I can give you my my Discord username here.
We're also going to provide you, Ms. Peter, with copies of what is coming into the court, since you have a right to see those as well.
As the judge begins to weigh evidence, the courtroom drama takes on a procedural tone. Discussion over documents, video links, and Discord posts emphasizes the volume and complexity of digital evidence. DeCastro's insistence on connecting these dots shows the modern reality of harassment cases in the digital age, where screens and servers play as much a role as witnesses. This part reinforces how meticulous preparation can influence legal proceedings when online activity is involved.
Your Honor, in the meanwhile, Mr. Hillman, in the meanwhile, can you make it so that she can no longer harass me using these harassment proceedings? Because what she'll do is she'll go out now.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to issue any order until I see the evidence that you're going to present, and I've had an opportunity to review that.
The focus shifts to actual tracking claims, live streaming locations, and Discord monitoring. DeCastro paints himself as a constantly surveilled target. The commentary here highlights how perception of stalking can amplify stress, yet legal determination relies on provable actions rather than feelings. This portion illustrates the delicate balance between digital freedom and perceived intrusion, and it's a reminder that online behavior can spiral into real-world disputes faster than ever before.
I just didn't get a chance to bring in the witness who I have on hold, and I don't know this man. I only know him from online. He said himself he was the target of Kate before, where he received hundreds of phone calls, thousands from her followers, disrupted me during work, lured me to a bar where I was then threatened in a parking lot by her thugs. She posted my personal information, including my number, online. That's a policy in practice, sir. And I actually have him on the line right now to tell you his story himself. And this is the fourth person who I've tracked down that she's done this to. One of them, I believe.
Finally, the judge weighs in with rulings that reject claims of harassment. The ruling underscores the principle that speech, even unflattering speech online, is protected under the First Amendment unless it constitutes true threats. DeCastro's arguments about trolling, tracking, and harassment collide with established case law, revealing the limits of self-perceived victimhood in court. This section is a crucial lesson in legal realism versus digital paranoia, showing the courtroom as the ultimate arbiter of online disputes.
What did you understand that to be in regards to? Were you physically coming from Ohio into Massachusetts?
I was actually leaving the Northeast when I was going through Maryland just night before last, and that's on the Discord, which you have in that email, where they say he's crossing over the Maryland border heading south. So they're tracking me all the time, 24 hours, no matter where I go or what I do. If I do turn on my camera and I show any part of the location I'm in, they'll tag it and put me on their Discord account so I can be tracked. And she said, what, there's 1,600 people in there? That would put a reasonable person in fear for their safety, of course.
In the final act, DeCastro reacts to the judge's decision with frustration, claiming injustice while the court bases rulings strictly on law. Kate emerges legally unscathed, highlighting that online criticism and commentary rarely meet the threshold for harassment without direct threats. This closing segment provides both closure and comic irony, as the self-styled Alpha Karen loses the battle, while the court emphasizes that free speech protections extend to social media scrutiny.